Okay, I want to document a bit of a problem I've been having with this Maschine Studio. I got it like back in, no, sorry, it's the week before Black Friday of last year. I have many other Native Instruments products, and I have experienced problems with them before, mainly software related. They usually got those resolved. This is the first time I've ran into a hardware issue with them, but I found that not only is this more frustrating because I got this last year and it's almost been a year and the warranty is about to expire, but that this is a known issue and Native Instruments doesn't seem to be doing a lot to resolve the issue. The problem is that these encoder knobs, and this is apparently a known issue on the Mark ones, something like that, I don't know. All I know is that I've had two different units. This is the second one that has this problem. If you turn the knobs, they do this. Some of these knobs do this, not all of them. The problem is because there's like a latency, like a frame rate latency, that's causing these to not update smoothly. This one over here, oops, that's the wrong knob. This one works fine. This is my second unit. I contacted Native Instruments over the phone. They told me they would get back in touch with me if I had this problem, and I told them my concern was that I was going to keep doing this over and over again, and they didn't really have anything for that. In fact, I would say the support person seemed really just apathetic, and this is running the mill for them. Either he's jaded or whatever, I don't know. So here we go. These work good. These don't. These don't. These don't. This thing costs $1,000. Honestly, I could use the money right now more than this pain in my ass. It's problems like this that have made me hardly use this machine since I bought it almost a year ago, except to use the factory presets and do a very minimal amount of sampling, because every time I go to use it, there was this problem. I ignored it for like 2 or 3 months because I thought it was a software issue, and then eventually I contacted their phone support and they sent an RMA, so I guess it's possibly a little bit of both, or maybe they're just not putting enough research into it to figure out if it's the firmware, NV, RAM, something like that. So there's that. Pretty frustrating. I don't think I could possibly be more of a Native Instruments fanboy. I've got pretty much more products that they make that I don't have than they do, including the MK1, because I've been buying their stuff for that long. And I've noticed over the past 3 or 4 years their support is really slow to get back to people. If you call, they totally misrepresent the amount of time you'll be on the phone. It says 5 minutes, it'll be like 20 minutes. It seems like you're in the same number on the queue for who knows how long, that kind of stuff. Also, this is just an added bonus. For those of you that are thinking about picking up the new Complete Controller S thing, a lot of you may not know about this. This is, I put that sticker on there long before they came out with a special controller. This is the Core 2 controller, and it came with the Core 2 software, which I initially bought with Complete 5. And Complete 5, Complete 6, Complete 7, Complete 8, Complete 9. I have all those updates. Again, like I said, I've bought a lot of Native Instruments stuff. This is completely, they've done the right thing, I guess, to the extent that they've updated it to 64-bit, but they're not going to add features to this. I've heard no plans about them compatibilizing, whatever, making this compatible with the new Complete 10 Controller S stuff, even though there's a lot of overlap and functionality. It has a screen here to show you the position of the potentiometers. It's got a big jog wheel for browsing. It's got these buttons for doing a lot of the other stuff. It almost has the transport buttons, almost one-to-one functionality with Complete S controller. And they haven't said anything about making this compatible. They've just abandoned it. It was like $500 More than that, I spent a lot of time categorizing and rating presets that both they provided with their complete sets, and I imported a lot of KSDs from, oh god, what's that site? I don't know. Anyway, from the internet. So basically I had a bunch of presets on here for all the various other synths that I own. And all that time I spent doing all that stuff, tagging, rating, yada yada yada, is out the window now. Because Core 2 is no longer supported. You can spend time on it at your own risk, but you're probably going to end up, you know, throwing that all out the window at some point. Unless you want to keep an older computer around just to run Core. It was actually a good product. I think it was a little buggy at first and it crashed a lot, but I think if you knew which plugins crashed and knew to avoid them within Core, it wasn't that bad. And as far as the VSTIs and stuff like that, it worked really good with just about everything. The other nice thing this has that nothing else has is that it had the ability to morph between 8 different parameter presets, so you could basically map all the knobs and stuff like that to morph between this preset and this preset. That was pretty cool. I haven't even seen that on the new thing, but that's totally like off the table now because they don't even support it. But there's that. It's a lot of frustration. I've had this for over a year. They're sending me another RMA, which I guess is good that they're doing that, but I think their plan, in my opinion, is to run out the clock, because they typically try to run out the clock on support issues as it is anyway. Definitely have never ever had ridiculously good support with Native Instruments. They were really quick about replacing a bad set of discs when I bought Complete 5 initially, and one of the discs was completely bunk, but it also turns out that was a known issue as well. This is a known issue. If you go on their forums, you can find, one of the posts is mine, and I thought I was alone in like several, I don't know, whatever, several weeks later other people posted and said they were having the same problem, and other people said they had the problem with the Mark 1. So there's that. I don't know. Bad support. I've had this issue twice now. They want me to get another one. My warranty is about to run out. They haven't said anything about renewing the warranty automatically because I've had these problems. They don't have a good history of support. I'm sure they do with their big name customers like Trent Reznor and Deadmau5 and all those guys that, you know, they probably send them free hardware when their problems, when their hardware acts up. But think about all the small time guys that either just give up on this, or worse, the guys that have been using their stuff loyally for years and years and years. They have not only no recognition of that, but they basically don't provide them with good support. And they're in the business of providing professional products. These, I mean, hobbyists might use these things, but these are, for a lot of people, their bread and butter, and they are by no means cheap. This was $1,000 retail. I got it for $850 because it was like the Black Friday deal or whatever. But still, like I said, I would have rather not done that. I felt really dirty going literally like 2 or 3 months later back to the store to pick up the S4 Mark II and the F1. But the reason I did all this stuff is that this computer right here is dedicated to running strictly Tractor, Maschine, and nothing else, and Ableton, and nothing else. This computer pretty much runs that stuff 24/7. I've rarely cracked open a browser on it. There's nothing non-standard about this. It's a late 2012 Retina MacBook with quad-core, 2.7 gigahertz, something like that, 16 gigs of RAM. But I guess it doesn't even matter because this isn't even a computer issue as far as I can tell. If they're RMA'ing hardware, and that fixes the problem for a time, and then it stops working again. But, you know, I just wanted to get that out of the way. This is as standard as you can possibly make a computer for a Maschine platform, as far as I know. Maybe we could do better, but that's it. Thanks.